I've been wanting to do this for ages, right? I wanted to just like record a guide for this game. I'm mostly going to focus on the Tuxedo rooms, but also I'll go into the whole game as it comes up in the run. I just won't go into mega detail on it because I know that Major Zero is doing a guide specifically for European Extreme, and he will go into stuff better than I can. What makes the Tuxedo run different? Guards can see you easier. You can't use CQC. You have to manage your stamina, and you take more damage during the bike chase. So, and you can't use a disguise for the lab. It makes European Extreme much harder. Just start out. The main thing before you even start the game is you need a new game plus save because you can't get the Tuxedo without it. You have to complete the game once. Metal Gear Solid 3 has difficulties bound to your save, so once you complete the game on normal, your new game plus save is always normal, so you have to have a European Extreme game completed once and remember to save at the end, which I sometimes don't do. Options don't matter apart from this, captions. You need captions on because it's good for certain cues in the game, especially if you play on Japanese like I do. You use certain audio cues from the guard. Stuff appears on your screen, it helps. The rest of it doesn't matter. I have camera mode with third person view. I most of the time don't use it. I use it in like 2 rooms. But you can change between them by just pressing the R3 on the thumbstick. We'll switch between the camera views. Blood on or off, it doesn't matter. I suppose it does if you're a bit squeamish, but yeah. The options really aren't that important compared to other Metal Gear titles, like Metal Gear Solid 2. We have a different menu option for speedrunning, but it really doesn't matter a whole lot. Just to say as well, this is for the HD collection. Most of what I say today will translate to the PlayStation 2 version, but I wouldn't use this guide wholly for the PlayStation 2 version. It's very, very different. It's yeah, would require some routing by some smart guy. So yeah. Load your new game plus save. This is not an absolute beginner's guide either, because if you're an absolute beginner, don't play on European Extreme with the Tuxedo on. But if you really, really want to, I will try and keep stuff simple, so you can follow it. But it's hard. It's really, really hard. So yeah, my new game plus save is 007. That was on purpose. It's a reference. So it's not a beginner's guide, but X mashes the cutscenes and you use triangle to skip radios. When I'm mashing, I always have like one finger over the triangle button, and then I just press X for the cutscenes. Like, I'm basically always holding triangle, so I don't have to remember where the radio calls are. I don't have to remember how many there are. I've just always got it pressed in whenever I'm doing these sort of sections. So if you start the game on 3D camera, it will always go into that view at the start. So I always just switch it out. It will do that as well if you have that option on and you load a save. It will always start with the 3D camera. For the rules of the Tuxedo category, you have to wear the Tuxedo in every room that it's possible. So as soon as we get our backpack, it now becomes possible to wear the Tuxedo. So you have to put it on before you leave this room. If you don't, your run's invalid. So the Tuxedo makes the game harder in a variety of ways. You'll notice the camo index goes right down. So it would be plus 50 in the normal camo here. Always use start to X out of menus as well. It's just random, but like if you're in this menu and you use X to go out, you have to go like 1, 2 to get out, but you can always press start to immediately get out of a menu. So it's just good to know. We always roll into load zones. It's just something you get used to as you play the game. So when you're first starting out, you'll see people walking straight into the load zones, and after a bit of time, they'll get used to rolling. Whenever Snake walks up a hill, he stutters like this. He walks really slowly up hills, so we just get used to where they are and roll. So if you see runners rolling a lot, they don't just roll everywhere, because rolls are actually slower, but up hills they're faster. This is completely nullified later when we get the box. When you go over crocodiles, always go over their faces, because they do that. If you go over their back, they swipe the tail. The tails, it's easier to get hit by the tail. Roll over the mud here, go over this guy's face. If you get knocked into the mud by the tail, you instantly die. So yeah, just be aware of that. Okay, so first room with guards. In this room, there's 3 guards we have to deal with. There's a couple of ways to do it. In Tuxedo, the guard's going to see you from really far away. So we use this tree in front of us, kind of like a visual guide, this stump. I always put my gun up here and then just go into first person and headshot him. You can do a quick headshot, but he's going to start moving, so you have to be like instant with it. And it's much safer to just take him out. If you trank into a guard and then roll, it just instantly knocks him out and puts him to sleep. You'll see me do that quite a lot in the run. And this is a bump roll, so you bump the guard, move through him, and then roll. You also roll into this cutscene here. Hey Shadow. Hey Iroquois Pliskin. Okay, so we're going to trank roll this first guard. Just roll off the hill here, trank, and then roll into him. He's asleep now. And then you just want to carefully headshot both these guards. Don't walk further than I did there. If you take out both, the caution will go. If you shoot the wall behind, the caution will stay. So now when you're coming off the bridge here, you shoot, walk forward, and then roll. I'm going to show this a couple of times because it's a little bit awkward, but basically you're making this guard go into this position here where he can't deal with you. Because he's facing the tree now, so he can't see us. So I'm just going to reset this room. He'll eventually knife me. Here we go. So yeah, European Extremes game over if discovered, so it's easy to reset rooms. On lower difficulties, we generally use the fake death pill to reset a room instantly. But just again, trank roll this guard. 3rd line on the floor, don't go any further than that. Headshot, headshot, and then you want to run up, and as you get to the last line on the bridge, which is this one here, shoot the wall, and then roll. And now he's behind the tree. He's calling in a radio team, so he's calling like a backup team. And they're going to come from this load zone here, so you need to make sure you're there before they get there. No worries, Nomad. Catch you later, mate. But at the start of the room, you want to hold the gun out, then go into first person, and then stand on your tiptoes. That's an instant headshot. That's the first part of this room. You'll get used to instant headshotting. Don't try and press all the buttons at once. You have to do it in sequence. So as the room is loading in, you hold in square to have your gun out, then first person, then your tiptoes, which is R2 and L2. Shoot this guy twice, and this guy 3 times. That means they'll both be down before you get into their sight line. And then this guard here, you want to turn and roll into him. If he's backwards like this, you have to hold him up and then headshot him. I'll show you what it looks like when that doesn't happen. If the guard's already beginning to turn around by the time you get there, it means you're slow. So now when I knock this guard down, we're not going to have any issues. We're just going to be able to leave the room. Roll into him and then just leave. He's going to stand back up, but now he can't see us. You can leave rooms on caution, but if it's an alert, obviously it's just an instant game over. So there's nothing else to do here, we just leave. We always roll there because there's a corpse in front of us. If you walk over corpses, in fact I'll show you, if you walk over corpses it's just slower, so it's just good practice to get used to rolling over them. Faster than doing that slow walk. And I'm going to teach you all the secrets of the cure menu. Secret cure menu. You can buffer most of the stuff in this game, so as soon as that ends, I just hold start, and that will give me the start menu on the first frame. Cure. So we start with suture kit, bandage, septic, disinfectant, and then you go backwards through the same things, which is disinfectant, septic, bandage, suture kit. Then one more time back through them, suture kit, bandage, septic, disinfectant. But then when we get to this broken bone, press right, and then we're going to do the same again. And now we just have the bones left. And the bones are bandage, splint. So we can go bandage, splint, and then backwards through bandage, splint. It's slightly faster to menu it that way. Watch out when you're mashing X as well for save bosses if you're playing on American. Because if I was mashing X there, I'd be in the save menu, which is very, very slow. Fortunately, it's circle on Japanese, so you never have that problem. But know where the save prompts are because going into the save menu is like a 30-second time loss. It loads in fact, I'll show you once. The save menu is unbelievably slow. So all of this time is just time loss, time loss, time loss. So it's good to know where the save prompts are. There's a lot of them together at the start of the game, and then it eases off for a bit, and then there's a lot at the end of the game. So yeah, that was a long time. From the Virtuous mission to Snake Eater, it's going to take the Tuxedo off, and we have to put it back on, as per the rules. But before we put it on, we're going to pick up a mushroom. Going into the pause menu takes about 7 seconds, so you only want to do like your pause menus once if you can get away with it. So just switch to your gun, shoot this mushroom, and then after you've picked it up, Tuxedo, and menu the mushroom as well. You can take the knife off here, which just makes your menus a bit cleaner. The less stuff we have in our menus, the easier it is to go through them, basically. So straight up, this is the hardest room in all of the Tuxedo run. I will show this a few times. The most difficult bit is the initial roll. If the initial roll isn't perfect, you're always going to get caught. So you need to like run up to this tree and then angle to roll inside of it, like this, and then roll again because you're going to clear the birds. At that point, you're going to open your menu and equip the mushroom. And what I do is I stand in first person with it out and I lean out. Look here. As they step forward and begin talking, that's when you throw the mushroom. And then you're going to menu the stun grenade and you're going to lean right against this wall. You have to lean against this wall because there's a snake on the ground that will bite you and poison you, which isn't a big deal because you get cured at the start of Ocelot unit anyway. But the snake biting you and you flinching can mess up your timing. So that's the first bit to know. Against the wall, you'll hear the snake. When the second guard turns around, we can run. And then once we get to these bushes, start cooking the grenade. That silences your footsteps. And then we just roll to the end of the room. If you're getting caught, you're probably too slow. This is a tough room. You already have to be moving as soon as the room starts. And then you want to be around the edge of the rock face here. Roll towards these two trees. Roll again. As soon as Snake stands fully up, I meant to menu there. As soon as Snake stands fully up like that, you can go. Don't try and like hold the movement. You need to let Snake fully stand, otherwise these guards will see you. And then you have to roll all the way down the bridge, because if you don't roll, I'll show you now. I'll show you what happens if you don't roll. Because your camo index isn't great, when the guards turn around, they'll see you. Oh my god, you don't get caught. This is a tricky room when you first pick up the game. If your movement's not perfect at like any part of it, you'll get caught. Like if you move too far to the right as the room starts, the guard will look up and see you. You can get caught on the trees and stuff when you roll as well. If you don't have to roll here, I'm not rolling anymore. Right, we found a new time save, you don't have to roll. But, what's up, Molecule? But that room requires, like, absolute practice. Like, so much practice. It's just all movement based, lines have to be perfect, rolls have to be perfect. The trees are like huge objects, so it's really easy to get caught on them. But yeah, it's an everyday practice one if you're learning this run. So you have to pick up the box here. Like, the cardboard box is the best item in the game. It's so good for like everything we do. This thing, don't climb it like this. Always climb it like this. So here, and then you let go of movement, and then just press triangle. Whenever I see people climbing this and like this, and then they'll try and get up here, it's like super awkward. You see people fall off it, and it's really slow. Alright, this will start the Ocelot unit. I'm not going to go into super detail on the Ocelot unit because it's not really a Tuxedo. It doesn't really change that much for Tuxedo, and I don't want to, you know, do anything that Major's going to cover in his guide basically anyway. But I will briefly go through how it works. So as soon as the room starts, you want to be holding start, because you have to do a menu here. During the cutscene, either gives you the Mark 22, the non-lethal gun. You don't have it until this point, so you have to menu it. You want to take the time to take the directional mic off as well, and also menu the box. As soon as you get control of Snake, just press right on the D-pad once to turn and face that direction. And then we're going to equip the Mark 22 and we're going to shoot this guard in the body. It has to be in the body or in the arm. It cannot be in the head. If you knock this guard out straight away, this room won't work. This entire room is on like a really short timer and every action has to happen very quickly. So as soon as we shoot this guard, I'm going to move. I like to stand on my tiptoes to hit him. Go out this door, up to the boxes, and we need to hit this guard in the head, and then go up to this window, shoot this guard in the body, and then roll over the box. Throw the stun grenade out the door. You can tap if you want. You need to stand in a position where this roof guard can't see you, so you gotta be against the door and lean in. And then we're gonna roll over here. I like to use this thing on the ground, but I like to be here. Not here. Here. You get used to it, and sometimes it feels like it changes every time, but there's a guard right at the back there. I don't know how well you can see him. There's a guard here. And we just want to headshot him. This is the section that's different. So if you go out from this wall, this guard back here can see you. So you have to go really carefully to the edge and then lean out. In MGS3, if you lean, you can't actually be seen. So it's only your core position where if you can't be seen from here, you can't be seen when you lean out. That's different in Metal Gear Solid 2. In Metal Gear Solid 2, you can be seen when you're leaning. So that if we actually went out here, we'd be seen by this guard because our camo index is too low. As I say, I'm not going to go into a massive explanation on the Ocelot unit. That's coming in the normal European Extreme Guide. It is covered in the European Extreme Guide, which you can find in onspeedrun.com on MGS3. A lot of the stuff in the original European Extreme Guide is outdated, but the Ocelot unit isn't. We still do it the same as the strat that was found in 2006, so it's been around. Equip the box just as you roll over here. You're going to want it on your previous. You want your box on previous pretty much the entire game. You just use it so much. Want to go over this way. As soon as we start walking in the water, we're slow, so just roll forward as you touch the water. Now you want to tap X to dive. After you've dived, don't touch a button until Snake has completely stopped. If you start mashing X while diving, it will just stop the momentum of the dive. We don't know why. It's probably like a HD collection kind of bug thing, but just let Snake fully dive because you get a lot of speed from it. What's up, Jay? And you want to be on the Mark 22. In normal Euro runs, you'd want to stay on the 1911, but we want the Mark 22 because we're going to have to do a lot more with it. Just as a side note, it is faster to swim if you go like X circle, X circle, X circle, X circle. It will stay at the maximum speed for longer, but it is uncomfortable. So if you're lazy or bad wrist, just mash X. It's really important that you pick up this grenade. Yo, what's up, Magnum? Thanks for the sub, bro. It's really important that you pick up that grenade, and then you want to go, as soon as you're out of this water, you want to go into the cure menu and get rid of the leech. If you don't do that, you're going to be in a lot of trouble later down the line. And then just use the cigar, we'll instantly get rid of it. It sometimes plays a video, it's random, I think it's like a 10% chance. It's either X or circle to get rid of the mini cutscene that plays, depending on whether you're on English or Japanese. There's a codec here, so whenever there's a mandatory codec, we want to roll into it. You get used to that over time. I could point that out all day, and you would still not do it because you just wouldn't remember something like that. It happens from playing it. Yeah, it's just like a random 10% chance. I think it can do it for every single wound that you cure in the game pretty much as well. But just based on playing the game, I reckon it's a 10% chance. It's a minor time loss if you get it. Okay, this room is a good lesson in like timing and like cycles of guards. Everything has to be done quite fluidly in this room. You just hold X to roll to prone. There's claymores here on the ground, watch out for them. Just take that exact line that I took, roll over that trap, and then we want to shoot this dog as it gets to the right of the tree, and shoot this dog. The camo index of the Tuxedo is very low, so those dogs will see you as soon as you jump over this tree. And as soon as we touch this incline, we're going to menu the box. The box is great because it allows us to move up inclines at full speed. So we're just going to get to this gap here, wait for that guard to notice us. When he walks away, shoot the other one in the head. If you do it too soon, I'm going to show it you again, but if you do it too soon, you'll get a caution. And if you get a caution, you're either going to get caught in this room or the next room. So it's really important that you don't get a caution. It's good to be patient. I know we're trying to go fast, but sometimes doing things too quickly, and especially in a run like this, it will just get you into way more trouble. So I'll just go through this section at the start again. You really need to get a clean roll to this gap in the fence. If you're ever not clean with your roll like that, just go into first person. Don't try and move Snake carefully into the electric fence. Change your view with first person, because you can't get electrocuted in first person. And now dog at the right of the tree, and then this dog. Only take one step as well. When you're going over this fence, just take one step to the right and then drop off. Box that we put on previous before to go up inclines. And now in HD collection there's a glitch, so if you push this box into the electric fence, it doesn't electrocute you. He's going to notice us, start walking, then we take the other guy out. And now there's a gap in the fence here, so we just roll to prone. As soon as you enter intrusion view, just hold X to stand up, and then we need to take that dog out as well. There's a trap there, so roll over it. And for some reason, the load zone is like, it doesn't exist here, but it exists here. So when you leave in this room, you want to be on the right when you roll. You get the load zone sooner. So we're just going to run northeast. In this game, if you kill a guard with a lethal weapon, it counts as a kill. So if you shoot a guard in the head, that's a kill. If you take a boss's HP to 0, it counts as a kill aside from Ocelot and Volgin. Volgin 1, obviously. There's a lot of things that you can do that will cause kills. But if you blow up a barrel or knock a guard off a mountain, those things don't count as kills. So we do use those to take out guards during the run, which makes it easier. So if you want to get rid of a load of guards, you can shoot a barrel. But we'll run up to this bit of grass here. I'm too close. I'm in the wrong place. Maybe. We're going to shoot these barrels to get rid of these guards over here. I'm going to do that again because I went completely the wrong place. Basically, the camo index is so low that the guards on the east will be able to see you if you try and do the normal European extreme strategy. So we have to get rid of those guards, and the fastest way to do it is by using the barrels that they're all stood near. So we take this guard out of a headshot and now switch to the M1911. Shoot this barrel, which takes out one guard, and then this barrel, which takes out the other guard. Now we can leave the room without getting caught. Before we leave, we want to take the suppressor off the Mark 22, and then we want to put it on our previous. So when I say put it on the previous, I mean you haven't got it equipped, but when you press R2, you'll get it. So that's what previous is. Certain boss fights, if you enter with something on your previous, you can equip it by pressing R2. So Ocelot's one of them. You don't actually get a weapon at the start of Ocelot, and if you enter with a weapon, it will take it off. So it's just like a menu trick to be able to menu the gun as quickly as possible. So I like to roll to prone there just for safety. As soon as this fight starts, I'm just going to hit R2 because I've put my Mark 22 on previous, so I can just tap R2 as soon as the fight starts. To explain Ocelot, I'll have to do it very slowly. It may take a few tries. So as soon as you've shot him, as soon as you've hit him with the Mark 22, you need to open your menu and go stun grenade. Now I just like to mash square. As soon as I let go of stun grenade, I just like to mash square. And now I'm going to go back to the Mark 22 and I'm going to turn around. Now you want to headshot him, but not really quickly, so just give it a sec. And then as soon as you've hit him, like, you want to get used to, as soon as you hit Ocelot, you need to open your menu, because that stun grenade has to come out so quickly from when he's taken damage from the shot. It's a timing thing. It does become easier, but it's probably the most difficult bit to grasp about this fight, is you're using the menu to do the next action as quickly as possible. For the second stun grenade, you need to look in first person, and you need to look down slightly. So we're just going to like throw it down slightly. What game is this? It's MGS3. So now, after the second stun grenade, we need to menu the lethal gun, the pistol, the M1911. And we're just going to turn around while the stun goes up. Shoot the goat. And then wait until you hear the sound of it. He's now distracted. Headshot, he'll now stand still. Headshot, dodge his last bullet, and then just finish him off with an auto-aim shot. So the first shot's a body shot, the last shot's a body shot. The rest of them need to be headshots. But yeah, it's a tough fight, takes a lot of practice. But I'm sure Major will go through it better than I can. Here you won't see it on Twitch, but I'm going to include footage of this part of the cave on someone else's run, because it looks like crap on my capture card. But it'll look good on YouTube. So yeah. It's just this one room that's like especially dark on my capture card. There's nothing really to worry about in the cave. There is a snake in the cave that you kind of have to avoid being stung. Do you get stung by snakes? Bitten by snakes. If you get bit at any point by a snake or a scorpion or anything like that, you need to cure it straight away. You also want to pick up these 2 ammo packs. We use a lot more ammo in Tuxedo compared to a normal Euro run, so we do a lot to keep our ammo as high as possible. Okay, crazy important menu coming up. Yeah, crab battle. Right, before we go into the pain, there is smoke grenades here. As soon as you pick them up, you want to menu them. I like to menu them like this. I want the smoke first and then the grenade. I'm just used to having the menu like that. But it's really important you do this menu before you enter the fight. If you enter the fight and then do it, you'll have to do it every single time if you make a mistake. There's also a life med, but it's over the load zone. So I'll see if I can show it you. There's a life med there. We want that life med, so we try and roll and land on it. Just get used to doing that. You only get one chance at it, and it is kind of important. Alright, when the fight starts, I'm always holding R2. I want my menu as soon as the room starts, because we need to equip the smoke grenade, look in first person and begin cooking it, turn to the right. When the pane becomes the center of your screen, let go of first person and then let go of the stun grenade. And if you do it right, it should look like this. So the smoke grenade is going to prevent the swarms from hitting you. Swarms in European Extreme will kill you instantly. Like, they kill you so fast. If a swarm breaks through the smoke, there is chances to get rid of it. There are chances to get rid of it, but you have to hit the pane in the head twice to get rid of them. Most of the time, especially while you're learning, you're going to die. So once we've thrown the smoke grenade and it's left our hand, we can go to the Mark 22. We're doing all non-lethal strats, by the way, on bosses, so we're doing Foxhound rank stuff. You want to hit the pane in the head, and every time you hit him, you want to quick reload and fire again. So I'm not going to do a super detailed pain guide, I'm just going to briefly explain what's going on. It's not different in Tuxedo. If you want like the full guide for this boss, just refer to Foxy's guide that's on speedrun.com. This boss is hard because his hitbox is from his nose to his chin. You really have to get used to fighting him. So now we want to hit him before the smoke goes off, and now we just want to hit him again, and then one more time, and that will bring back his shield. Always let Snake's arm go completely up. So when you're holding square, where am I? Snake starts cooking a grenade like that, then his arm goes out. When his arm goes out, you can let go, and it will always land on the platform. If you try and do it too quickly or you throw it underhand, it's not going to land on the platform. So it is super important to get used to that. Don't shoot him before the grenade's gone off as well, because when you shoot his shield, you give him iframes. So if you shoot him at the same time as the grenade goes off, his shield won't come off. Then we want to pre-aim for the head, and then we just want to keep headshotting him. Oh crap. We want to keep headshotting him until this room ends. And that's phase 1. Again, as soon as the room starts, we're holding the menu because we want to be able to get the grenade out as quickly as possible. Before I let go of the menu, I'm going to hold L1, which allows me to walk without changing my direction. So I'm going to let go of the menu, I'm going to cook the grenade, and I'm going to walk backwards to the ammo and then walk forwards again. It does take time to get used to that. In the HD collection there's a glitch. So he does the homing bees, or are they called homing bees? I don't know what the fuck they're called. That red attack, that missile attack, it will kill you, but on HD collection there's a glitch. So at 60 FPS, if you're holding first person, that will never hit you. It's one of the reasons the pain's easier on HD collection. So yeah, homing bullet bees. Yeah, let's do that. And then that will end the fight. Alright, here's where it differs in Tuxedo. So we have to manage our stamina, so we need food. The shotgun isn't viable, especially in Tuxedo, because picking up the shotgun changes a lot of ammo spawns, and you need all the Mark 22 ammo spawns, pretty much, for the most part, right? So as soon as you pick up the shotgun, and those ammo spawns change to M37, you're in trouble, because you needed that Mark 22 ammo. Because of the way ammo spawns work in this game, they're based on what you have in your inventory. So, the shotgun isn't viable, but what is viable is you can just go lethal, and you can use the Patriot to kill the pain. So all you do is put the Patriot on, shoot him until he gets knocked down. Once he puts the shield on, throw a grenade, and then as soon as the shield comes off, spam him with the Patriot. It's super easy. Like it just takes a little bit used to get him. Sorry, it takes a little bit to get used to his shield phases, but it's like 5 times easier than the non-lethal strat. But that's if you don't care about non-lethal strats, which for a long time I didn't. I just did lethal stuff. So don't use the shotgun. Use the Patriot. Since it's Tuxedo, we do have the Patriot. We don't use it in the run at all, and I'll explain why we don't use it a little bit later, and I'll show you some of the Patriot variants we can do on stuff as well. But I never thought of that. That's a good question. Sorry if I missed anything anyone wrote in chat. It's like really difficult for me to explain something and then also read at the same time. This is one of the only places I use the 3D cam, because the way this room is shaped here. Yo, what's up, Zero? Thanks for the sub, mate. As soon as you've done this cutscene, always remember you need this moldy cave fruit. 1, 2. Important stuff. You need it later, because in a normal Euro run we just use animals camo to manage our stamina, but we can't do that in Tuxedo. Obviously I'm just using the box in this cave. It's easier to go up inclines, it's faster. There is a little out of bounds here, let me see if I can show it you. If you do that, you can sometimes hit the death plane and get a continue, so don't do it. When this room starts, just hold X and like the whole time, I'll show you one more time actually. The whole time he's walking out of this room, just hold X and up on the D-pad, and you'll get the water on frame 1. I just think it's like a neat trick. So you just hold X and up at the same time, and it'll go straight into the water as soon as possible. Okay, keep the right side while you're swimming. We want to avoid these spotlights. So we want to be on the right side here. And then I go past the second one before I surface for the first time. To surface out the water quickly, just press triangle. And then if you've got a lot of health here, you can just swim to the end. But if your health is low, don't do this. So it's always a judgment call, because you'll take various amounts of damage from Ocelot and the Pain. When you're first learning, you'll take way more, so you'll never be able to do this. But as you get more used to it, you can just burn off your health here to get to the end without surfacing. Always make sure, before you enter this next room, always make sure you've got the Mark 22 on. Because otherwise you're going to have to do a menu in a room that the timing's kind of specific for. And then roll into that load zone. While I'm skipping these cutscenes, I'm holding square, because I want the gun out as quickly as possible. So here's a quick headshot. Oh, it's not, because I fucking... Oh, can he see me? I need to show you this room again anyway. He's got goggles! I've never seen that before. The guy's got a scope. That was really cool. So you can get a quick headshot here, as long as you're fast. So it's quick headshot, hold square, then R1, then tiptoes. Now we need to damage the end, so we shoot this barrel, and then we shoot this barrel. That gets rid of all the guards, and it deals damage to the end. It's important to deal that damage because we need him to be a little bit hurt in the fight later. If you don't deal that damage to him, you can still kill him during the fight, but it's going to take longer, and you have to deal with those guards anyway, so you may as well shoot the barrel. So, I'll just do this one more time. Quick headshot. M1911, the barrel, not the guard. And always just look in the top left and see, has it dealt damage to the end. If you shoot like the barrel first, you can shoot it too early. But because we're, quick headshotting that guard there and knocking him out, that's like a buffer. So you can always like shoot that guard straight away and then shoot the barrel, and it will deal damage to the end. Swim over here. In Tuxedo, we want everything. I would get used to, especially when you're learning, always picking up everything. So pick up this, and this, and this, and these smoke grenades. Just get all of it, because if your Mark 22 is low, which for me I'm okay, but if you're using more shots, you're going to want that extra ammo there. If you've got enough bullets, that won't be M1911 ammo. I can't do the big skip book because what Buck's talking about there is there is a way to skip the lab section of the game, but it can only be done in a multi-segment run, because to do the zip glitch, you have to load a save. Once you've been playing the game and it's messed with your menus, it won't let you do that glitch. It doesn't work in single segment currently. It only works in multi-segment. So this is a single segment guide. This is the same in normal European Extreme. It doesn't change anything with the Tuxedo. The hardest bit of it is once you've rolled up this staircase here, you need to roll all the way over this. That's hard to get used to. Bump the guard, then roll up the stairs. You want to box all the way into the next guard. Bump into him, then roll up the stairs. And then for this guard, you want to bump into him and then roll over this way. You want to go box as well, just in case he gets up quicker. I'll show you a few times. There's a few things that can go wrong. There's quite a few things that can go wrong with this room, actually. The hardest bit, as I say, is that the roll like off the staircase onto the boxes, or over the boxes. This roll here. Getting the angle for this is quite difficult when you're first getting used to controlling Snake in this game. Just make sure you bump in right into the guards, moving through them, looking at where you want to roll, and then roll in. It's quite forgiving. But yeah, mostly just takes practice. This is no different in Tuxedo compared to regular European Extreme. If you mess up this initial roll towards this first guard, if you roll like that, it's not going to work. If you go off the left side of the boxes, it won't work. The timing is quite tight because this first guard's going to turn around and look at you. So you have to get over there quite quickly. When you're first learning the game, this stuff can feel really difficult, but it just takes practice. Always equip the box there. It'll just guarantee you get caught less. It's a good way to use her. It's really forgiving, and Snake's hitbox is huge. Snake's hitbox is massive in this game, so you can like push through a guard and then take like 2 steps, so like 1, 2 away from him, and then roll, and it will still hit him. Just make sure Snake is facing where you want to go, so you're not like looking around the place. Look at Snake, like where is he facing, so you like bump and then look where you want to go. It's one of the things, it takes time to get used to. On European Extreme there's a trap on the left side of this tree, so I started learning on, obviously I learnt the game on very easy first, and on that we just used to run this way, but there's a trap here on European Extreme, so just make sure you're on this side. Snake is dummy thick, true. Just use the box here. Make sure you're on the left side so you don't hit the trap. There's a couple of weird things with ledges in this game. So if you run up and try and get up a ledge, Snake will generally like lean against it first. But if you roll first, you can kind of like cancel the end lag of the roll and begin a climb. So get used to doing that. But it's good practice to do that. Because our camo index is low here, we have to like go by this tree, guard first, headshot, and then the dog. You do have to be quite fast. There's a guard on the east side who begins to walk towards this way, so those shots have to be quite quick. It's not complicated, you just have to do it fast. If you're too far forward, when you hit the guard, it will alert on you straight away. Okay, so Snake will start this room in a crawl. Just hold X to stand up, hold your gun out, R1, and it should instantly headshot that guard, but I did it slow, so you have to be fast. Like, you just hold in X to stand up, hold the gun out, go into first person, and it will just, you're on like the right level to just headshot the guard in front of you straight away. You do need to get rid of this guard, so it is important. And now we're going to go right, and then once we get to the end of this truck, we're going to walk northwest. I'm too far left. We want to be on the right side of that pole there. If you're too far left, you'll get caught. And this is how you do Disguiseless Lab. There are faster ways to do Disguiseless Lab. The way I'm going to show you is just a very safe way of doing it. Enter this room, trank roll this guard. Now we want to be in this doorway here, so we can go like this and shoot this guard. I'm going to show you again because it's awkward to get into that position. But basically we're going to use the wall as cover and lean out and headshot the guard. Just trank roll. You got a lot of time here, so fucking this up big time. And now you want to punch kick, because we want this guard to be further on in his cycle so he doesn't hear our footsteps here, and then just headshot him. That's the safest way of doing it. You can time it. Oh shit. You can time it and roll past that guard, but the timing is awkward and it's just better to be safer with it. So trank roll, lean around the corner and shoot the second guard, sorry. I'm really messing this up, wow. Punch kick, let the kick come out as well. Be against this wall. Headshot that guard. Roll down the stairs. The load zone's like right at the bottom, so you want to take a few steps forward and then roll. When you approach this first guard now, you want to be in the center of the room with your gun out and then turn into him, pull the trigger and roll. If you're too close to the wall, or if you're too close to either wall, that shot will mess up. It'll do weird stuff. So after practicing it, I found that it was most safe if you're in the center. When you pick up the cigar gas spray, you want to punch kick. And make sure you don't push this door open, you need to open it carefully. Headshot this guard, equip the box. Here you want to unequip the box and shoot the wall, re-enter the box, take note of where that scientist is, and then move past him. If he's in the center, always go on the left. Scientists won't alert to the box, but guards will. I'll just do it one more time. So box is safe for scientists, but not for guards. So everything we're doing is to like get the guards out of the way. Make sure you punch kick when you get the cigar gas spray. Otherwise when you open the next door, the guard's going to be looking straight at you. Open this door carefully. You do that by slowly walking into it. Just don't run at it. Shoot the wall. Look where the scientist is. And you'll have the gap. Make sure you pick up this suppressor. This is really important. And now we can exit. This is the hard part. So, of Disguiseless Lab, this is the hardest bit. We're going to use the box to push the door open, but we also want to be out of view of the scientist looking at the door. So, boxes open doors in this game. So, you want to open it, and then lean out, headshot the guard, wait for the voice cue. As soon as he does that, you can move. And then exit the box, punch kick twice. Re-enter the box. Push this door open, carefully get in the doorway of it, and then lean out from the door and headshot that guard. This is a very safe way of doing Disguiseless Lab. Wait for the voice line. Punch kick twice. That means the guard won't be facing towards us when we leave, basically. Unequip the box, lean out from the door and hit that guard in the head. I always like to take a step on the stairs and then roll into a prone. It's like the fastest way out. I roll as well. I roll straight away and then I just want to trank roll this guard. Punch kick twice. And now we're going to use the box to open this door. Don't go all the way through it. Go in the frame and then lean out. Wait for that guard to be underneath that light, because there's a guard here that's facing towards you. If you wait till that guard walks under the light and then shoot him, the other guard will always be facing the other way. It's just a good way to time out the room. So I always roll straight away. Trank roll. Punch kick twice. Use the box to open the door. Stand in the frame. Wait for the guard to be under the light. That means you'll never get caught. Why do I make it look so easy? Because I've done it hundreds and hundreds of times. This is a cool one. So there's a quick headshot here. We're going to use the D-pad to set it up. I wish I had controller display, but how much time do you lose doing no disguise if this was compared to Disguise Euro? I don't know, mate. It's slower though. It is much slower. I don't know exactly how much, but it is slower. Putting on the disguise and just running through the lab is definitely faster. So I'm just gonna shoot this guard here carefully, and I'm gonna run down and to the left. Once I get to this truck, I'll run alongside it, and as soon as I see the grass, I'll roll into prone. Very simple room. Just be careful when you shoot that guard, because if you shoot the wall or anything, you're in trouble. Alright, before you leave the wall, you need to go all the way to the left side, and now you want to turn, face this guard, and quick headshot him, or just completely miss. Make sure you don't leave the wall until you're all the way to the left. So the wall that you come out from is covering you from that guard. So you need to go all the way to the left and then come into his sight. You can quick headshot him. And you want to equip the stun grenade as soon as you've rolled to prone. If you get electrocuted at any point during this room, you're too slow to get out without getting seen, because this dog will see you for a second, and the guard will see you as well. before I go into the load zone of the fear, I use the east rope trap for the fear. There really is no way for me to like show you this multiple times, so I'm gonna try and explain it in detail. I'm gonna when the fear starts, I'm gonna run to the east, and I'm going to face the tree and fake death pill. Once the fear has landed, looked at me, and begins walking towards me, I'm going to revive, and I'm going to hold up on the D-pad and mash square. And I want the stun grenade to go as quickly as possible. After I've thrown the stun grenade, I'm going to wait like half a second and then trigger the rope trap. The rope trap, when the fear is stunned, he takes stamina damage and he doesn't get iframes. So him getting hit by the rope trap is like really damaging. So it only has to hit him a few times to kill him. So we're just setting up that to happen. Yo, what's up, Bearish? No, I don't really want to go too into the fear, to be honest with you, because it's not a Tuxedo boss. It's the same in all difficulties. In fact, I will save. I'll show it you a few times. Because it does actually matter for Tuxedo, because you need the ammo. Yeah, the reason we do the fear like this is because we want to pick up an ammo pack during it, which is really important. If you want to do it with the Patriot, I'll show you where the backup ammo is, but it's not very fast. Okay, so as soon as the fight starts, we're going to run northeast, roll up the hill, face this tree like this, so that position's good, and I'm going to fake death pill. Note where the fear comes, because he can go to multiple different places. Now this place he can bump you when you revive, so as soon as he takes a step forward I can revive. As soon as I hit revive, I'm holding up on the D-pad, and it's important to be on the D-pad because you don't want to go very far. But I'm just holding up on the D-pad and mashing square to get the stun grenade out as quickly as possible. I'm going to wait for like half a second, then trigger the rope trap. And then get this ammo as well. I can't fake death pill, damn it. Can I die? Damn it. I'll go through that at the end. It is not a very complicated boss. So I menu back to the Mark 22 and the stun grenade, and now I'm going to want to do a big menu. So in my weapons I want the cigar gas spray, and I'm going to take the grenade off. Food, because our stamina has now gone below half. So we need our stamina above half, otherwise your aim shakes. And then cure, you want to cure the venom poisoning by pressing L2 and circle. Don't take the arrow wound out. Do not cure this arrow. The arrow, for some reason, we don't know why. If the arrow is in, the end spawns in a prone position. And if the arrow is out, the end spawns in a kneeling position. No idea why. But it is important because when we get to the end fight, he's easier to hit in the head from the starting position if he's prone. So we do need to leave that arrow wound in. And that stays there for the whole game, and you always get people going, I used to be a speedrunner like you until I got an arrow in the knee, and making other Skyrim jokes. I've heard them all. Try me, I've heard them all. But yeah, make sure you leave it in. It's not... The run's not rip if you take it out. It'll just be harder to deal damage to him. Alright, this next room is what we call Warehouse 2 or Warehouse Return. It's up there. You know, when we talk about like technical rooms in this run, it's S tier. It's one of the hardest. I'll try and go through it, but I'll see if I can teach you a couple of easier ways of doing it as well. I was a speedrunner until I took a specky bam to the knee. Oh my god. Right. Make sure before you enter this room, make sure your Mark 22's on, and make sure your box is on previous. Really important. If it's not, leave the room, do that, and then go back in. Like, this room is so tight for timing. It has to be perfect. Otherwise it doesn't work. This room is really, really hard. I am going to go through the easier ways to do this room as well, but it's so hard to do and say at the same time. When you're first learning, your control of Snake won't quite be right to do this in the first place. Now we're going to box headshot this guard and roll. So a box headshot is where you're on the same terrain as a guard, and he's lowered his head because he's looking at you. Once you pull the trigger, as long as you're facing towards him, it's at head height. We use the box because when the guards see a box, they get a blue exclamation mark above their head, and it buffers the amount of time before it gives you a continue. So I'll try and do this room in 3D camera. I don't really play with the 3D camera that much, just so I can show you what's going on. But then we roll through that guard and re-equip the box. If you hit the ground there, do you die from fall damage? No, you'll never die from fall damage. No matter how low your health is, you'll always be able to do that jump. So this is just an easier way of doing Warehouse 2. It's about 9 seconds slower. I'll explain it when I get there, yeah, for sure. So you go to this corner of the room here. You want to headshot this guard here. This is too slow. Headshot this guard here. Go to this line on the floor here. Drop off the rail. Drop off and equip the cigar gas spray. Knock on the box. Cigar gas spray. Box up the stairs. That's just an easier way of doing Warehouse 2. If you're not too good with like the box headshot and you know, the other things going on, dropping off the rail, landing on the guard, all that stuff, this is a good way to do it, but as I say, it's 9 seconds slower than the fast strat. Oh, sorry mate, I missed that question. Yeah, just R3 to switch between the cameras. If you're not used to like moving around the terrain, the best thing to do is just like box up any incline so you get used to it. There's no guards in that room, so there's nothing to worry about. Okay. This room's awkward, and it will catch you out when you're first learning quite a lot. So we're going to roll into this guard that knocks him down in a way where he won't see you when you get up. Just be on his left side. And now we're going to shoot the wall. So you want to run towards this wall until the caution appears. And then pull the trigger. So see where I am there? You can kind of get like an idea of where you're shooting the wall and where you need to be. As soon as you've shot, you're opening your menu and equip the stun grenade. And we want to run towards the left wall. Pull the stun grenade so he doesn't hear your footsteps. I'll show you that again. So if you get caught against any walls and stuff, the movement is a little bit forgiving on this section, but you want to try and move as cleanly as possible. Make sure you're on the first guard's left side when you roll. Shoot the wall, and then equip the stun grenade. Be against this wall, pull the trigger. While you're holding that grenade, you've silenced your footsteps. Now you want to go cigar gas spray and the box. And you need to go round like this. Bump into the guard with the box and then spray him. And then if you picked up the ammo during the fear fight, if you did it as I did it and picked up the ammo, then you don't need to do this. But if you're low on Mark 22 ammo, like 15 is enough. If you have less than 10, you need to do this. But what we do is we just knock this guard out. If you don't have ammo, and search him. So it's best to pick it up during the fear, but this is a good backup if you haven't. Before you go into the fear, take the suppressor off your gun. No suppressor. Unequipped. And then enter the end fight. Look north by pressing the D-pad and then equip your gun. 3 shots, hopefully headshots. That's good. Decent damage. We need to run over to the east side. Look exactly where I am as well. I'm further on than this tree on the ground here. Look south. So 7, throw the smoke, equip the gun, don't fire until the smoke's gone off. 3 shots. Roll, equip the stun grenade, begin cooking it. Get to this tree, look left of that tree. Cigar gas spray. Punch, punch, spray, punch, punch in first person. Hold him up. When he puts his gun flat on the ground, you can spray him. and then throw the stun at him. And then re-equip the cigar gas spray, look up, spray, smoke grenade. And now you want to wait till Snake coughs, spray, wait till he coughs, spray him again and knock him down. Run north. I never stop moving, because if you stop moving you can cough. So I run and then turn and face the end. Spray, punch, punch, spray. Dead. That is a very tough fight to get used to. As I say, Major Zero's making a European Extreme Guide. He will go into a lot more detail on that fight. It's tough. Put your suppressor and your gun back on. It's really important. Pick up this. This is the Mosin Nagant. You absolutely need this gun. Don't forget it. Like, it's the reason that we don't kill the end early. It's the reason we use non-lethal strats against him. Apart from the fact that the fast is shit, but this gun is very important. Yo. Why is the Shagohod funny? Because it's got the word shag in it, obviously. Shag means sex in England. That's well put me off. Food. We want to eat at this point. Climbing the ladder reduces our stamina by a lot. The mountains are a intense shooting section, so you do a lot of free aiming in the mountains. You need to keep your stamina high. Always do that before you leave the room, because once we leave the room here, if we eat in, say, Mountain 1 for example, we'll have to do that anytime we make a mistake. This section's quite tight for timing, so we want to use the box because we're going to go up a hill. And then when we get to the top, roll off it. I like to just roll, but not too far. You want to free aim this guard's head. Make sure you hit him in the head. Hit anywhere else and you have to reset the room. And then hit that guard in the head. Now, we're on a timer because we need to stay on the right hand side of the room and move towards this next guard before he gets all the way to the left, because once he gets to the end of his pattern, he's going to turn around and face us. Unequip the box before you get too close, shoot him and roll into him. Re-equip the box. Make sure you enter this next room with the non-lethal weapon. Don't enter this room in the box, make sure you just roll into the load zone. Hold square while you're waiting for the transition. As soon as you see Snake put his gun up, go into first person and tiptoes, and that will get an instant headshot. I'll just show you that again, it's really, really important because you don't have very long to do this. First person, tiptoes. Now hit this guard in the head. He's a super awkward shot. That's a miss. That's not a miss. There we go. And we want this ammo and this ammo. Very important, make sure you pick up these stun grenades. Re-equip the box. When you get to about here, tiptoes, shoot that guard in the head. Always use the box to get up the mountain. We can move at full speed while in the box up hills. Roll up ledges. Roll over corpses as well. This guard's a little bit awkward. You want to unequip your box before you get near him and trank roll. Roll over the ledge, it's a little bit faster. When you get against this rock here, you need to not be too far to the left or the right. You need to be in the perfect spot. I need to be able to see that guard's head and that guard's head without getting caught by the guard on the left. And now watch Snake's hitbox. Don't worry about this, it's so like the timing is not tight or anything. Snake's hitbox is massive. Okay, so we're going to move towards this guard. Unequip the box, run straight at him and then turn and roll. So you have to run straight at him and at the last second roll to the side. If you try and just roll at an angle, it won't work that well. Re-equip the box. When you get towards the end of this line, you're just going to lean out and hit this guard in the head. As soon as you've hit him in the head, re-equip the cigar gas spray, box. Make sure you re-equip the box after that guard. You have to. And now get to, see where Snake is now? You need to be like there. I think I need to be slightly more north. But we're going to equip the M1911. I'm going to shoot this barrel. Re-equip the Mark 22. I'm just using the box because it's faster, but then look over the top of here and shoot this guard in the head. And now we're home free. When you shoot that barrel and it kills the guard, it doesn't count as a kill, so we can still get Foxhound. If you shoot a guard in the head, obviously it counts as a kill, but we can get away with it if it's barrels. You can throw a poisonous snake at them. I roll down here and then I change to the 3D camera. This is one of the few places in the entire run you'll see me use the 3D camera. When you use the 3D camera, let the room load in fully before you hold the direction. Otherwise, Snake will go off in a weird angle. You want to roll at the end here to get on top of here, and then roll across to here. And then roll across to here. And then when I drop off, I switch camera again. As soon as you enter this room, you just hold in pause because you want the you want to equip the Mosin Nagant. The Mosin Nagant is used for killing the Fury. A couple of things about the Fury. The Fury is the hardest boss in the game. The Mosin Nagant makes him easier, but he's still very difficult. We use headphones so we can hear what side he lands on. So headphones are actually really important in this run, but only for this section. Because you can literally hear, like, in your left headset, in your left ear cup, if he's on the left. And so just make sure you've got them on the right way. Otherwise you're going to have problems. I like to roll over that and then box down the rest of the stairs. There is a really fast way where you just roll down each flight, but it can be awkward. Snake's difficult to move. The Mosin Nagant, so obviously if you shoot it like that, the reload is really slow. So what we're doing is we're like firing it, turning it off and on, firing it, turning it off and on. When you do quick reloads with a sniper rifle, you always want to hold R1. If you don't hold R1, this happens. So it's not very useful. The Mosin Nagant always hits straight down the center of the screen. So you just have to get used to that. It takes time. It isn't intuitive at all. It requires a lot of practice. But as I say, this is a guide for the Tuxedo parts. It's not a guide for the non-Tuxedo parts. I'm just covering briefly what's going on. So Major Zero, as I say, is making a new guide for this game for European Extreme. There is a guide on speedrun.com for normal European Extreme already. It's a little bit out of date, but it's enough to get you going with. It'll certainly teach you how to do this fight. So now he's on the right side because I can hear him in my headphone. You can use the box to avoid his fire as long as you push it against the wall like that. Oh, he still had iframes when I tried to hit him. Anyway, it's enough for the Fury. I'll just end the fight on fire for a bit of swag. I like to get this ammo just because in Tuxedo, you never want to be low on Mark 22 ammo, so just know where all the spawns are, and just it's good to just keep a lot of it because you'll miss shots. There's a lot more free aiming in Tuxedo. The fight was hot, yeah. Roll up these stairs and equip the Mark 22. The game will always equip you with the M1911 here, so just get used to doing that menu. The easiest way to do this room, this box headshot is the most free one in the whole game. So box here, don't come out the wall yet, get really close to the wall, and then just mash square. As soon as you exit the box, make sure you're like facing towards the guard, running towards him like that, and then mash square as you leave the box. Just requires a bit of practice, that one. This room's on a timer. You want to headshot this guard. If you get a caution, you were too slow. As soon as you shoot him, equip the smoke grenade and the box. This guard will not see you if you're in the box. Oh shit. This guard won't see you if you're in the box. It's just a glitch, I guess. Is snake in the box is a lower priority, basically. Then just enter this room with the box on. Don't unequip the box, your camo goes to crap and you will get seen. Unequip the box, hold the smoke grenade, let go of it there, equip the pistol. You want to hold the gun up as well. Just face right here, shoot once. I'm going to show this a couple of times because it's awkward. wear the box all the way up to Rykov. Oh, he's not there because my timing's wrong. So, for some reason, the guard is psychically linked to Rykov. So this guard that we shoot makes Rykov run towards us. Unequip the box, throw the smoke grenade towards the stairs, equip the pistol, and we're going to shoot this guard. He's in this alleyway here. So you just press right on the D-pad, hold your gun up, and let go of it, and it will shoot the guard. Now Rykov's going to begin running towards the radio. This is Rykov. Bump into him, spray him. And now we just want to drag him. Goid. You don't know what Goid means. Goid means game over if discovered. So it's forced in European Extreme on MGS3. I'm just going to show this again. So we're just taking Rykov like over there. But we need to do it before these guards come. I think it's these guards. There we go. These guards will see us if we're too slow. Timing is very, very tight in this room. All of these actions have to be performed in sequence, and you can't like get stuck on walls and stuff. There's no room for error. As soon as you've turned right here and shot this guard, you need to get back in your box and move. And we just bump Rykov. That makes sure the spray hits him. As an aside, if you only have one ammo in the cigar gas spray, your cigar gas spray doesn't work, because the way the game unequips weapons when they run out, it unequips the cigar gas spray, which makes the smoke completely disappear. So just be aware of your ammo. Don't waste cigar gas spray, it's important. Now in the Tuxedo run, we are now allowed to take the Tuxedo off here. So officer camo and mask. And you want to equip the scope as you roll into this room. There's a new glitch in the game, box glide or scope glide. So wherever there's a low wall like this, see where the window splits the wall? For some reason, if you equip the scope while leaning against the wall, look at a 45-degree angle and equip the box, you get super speed. And it works both ways, I'm pretty sure. You have to have the scope on your previous. So previous means that when I press L2, I'll get the scope. So fully lean against the wall, then look at a 45-degree angle, and then re-equip the box. So you can see the boundaries of where it works. So we can be on the wall here. So yeah, that's a very new glitch. Discovered by Appel. And it also works in this room as well. So we just get on the wall here, 45-degree angle, and box. And if you do it like that, you've done it wrong. So we'll try that again. I need to get used to this. I messed it up a couple of times, so. If you mess it up like that, it's time lost. Oh my god, how many times am I going to fail this? It should just enter the cutscene like straight away. I'm not sure of where else it works. I just know that it saves time there, so that's why I do it there. There's a lot of walls that it just doesn't work on. That's the only use of it in the speedrun so far. But I'm sure there's other places if more people were checking it out. Unskippable cutscene. I don't know how long it is. Too long. But I will be back in a minute or so. I do torture Volgin, that's just later in the run. So this is non-Tuxedo stuff, but the most up-to-date strategy for leaving the cell is to pick up the fork, kick this rat to death, and then we want to go into the cure menu and cure both things, and then we want to spin Snake around 10 times. Let's do extra. Once Snake throws up, then equip the revolver. and unequip it. Pick up both of these. And you want to punch punch, and then 3 hits with the revolver. So you punch punch, equip the revolver, which will cancel your kick from coming out, and then just keep hitting. Equip the rat and unequip it, and then you want to search Johnny, which gives you smoke grenades, and then re-equip the rat. Make sure you have the rat equipped before you leave this room. So this trick is frame perfect. I'm holding square the entire time. As soon as Snake raises his arm, I'll throw the rat. And then as soon as it leaves my hand, I need to equip the smoke grenade. And I'm going to run not too far north. Yeah, that's too far north. You kind of have to run out to the south slightly. Hold the grenade behind the guard. Silence your footsteps. And you want to get up against this wall and crawl into the vent. The timing on that room is unbelievably tight. It takes a lot of practice to get used to. Make sure you are equipping the smoke grenade as soon as the rat leaves your hand. This room's easy, just hug the south of the wall and run in a straight line. At the end of the car, begin cooking the smoke. At this line, look up slightly, let go of it. Run down this wall. Make sure you down this wall. Go through the smoke. In this yellow box, throw a smoke grenade. And then you want to roll into prone. Equip the cigar. And we're free. Hold triangle for the radio, but make sure you let go of triangle when the radio call finishes. Sometimes this room can just soft lock the game. So make sure you let go of triangle when the radio call ends. Pick up this life med. In Tuxedo, you want to take both life meds, especially when you're learning. Just drop, don't catch on. Injure yourself. You're trying to hurt yourself as much as possible here. The reason we're using the cigar is to drain our health as much as possible. Yo, Erdnotrem, what's up, dude? There will be by the time I finish the stream. What's up, Reek? As I say, I'm not going to go too much into non-tuxedo rooms. Just follow the path I'm taking now. Make sure you don't crawl in any vents backwards because it's slower. Snake has a weird animation from coming backwards out of a vent, which is slower, so... Yeah, any questions, fire away. But as I say, there is a guide for normal European Extreme which covers all these areas, so I'm not going to go into them too much. This is like the non-tuxedo parts of the run. There's a bit at the end of the credits, Mockingjay, so make sure you're looking out for that. There's more cutscenes at the end. In the Japanese version, the game equips the revolver. We don't know why. But during the Sorrow, a couple of things about the Sorrow, right? The Sorrow doesn't count towards the IGT. So wherever you entered the Sorrow is what the timer resets to when you leave it. So for the purposes of the speedrun board at the moment, it doesn't matter what you do in the Sorrow. It doesn't affect your run. Because I'm practicing for GDQ, I'm doing the fastest strat for the Sorrow. So what I'm going to do is go into my backpack and equip the grenade, because you still have all your inventory, but only for this dream sequence. So I equip the grenade and menu it, and I'm just going to throw it in the water. Don't dive in the water. If you dive in, you take less damage from the grenade. And then we can revive. We need more monkeys in this guide. I know they're in this game. They're not in this game. This is the HD collection. It doesn't have the monkeys. That's only in the PlayStation 2 version. Sorry. Tikagoni, as long as you have removed the transmitter, which Ocelot placed in you, you won't get an Ocelot unit here. So the room is much slower with the Ocelot unit. It's also pretty hard. So make sure you remove that in the cell. As long as you're following what I did, you will have done that. I explained earlier, but for the rules of Tuxedo, you don't have to equip the Tuxedo as soon as you start the room. It has to be somewhere in the first room that you can. So we go all the way to the end of this room, we pick up the box, and then we menu the Tuxedo. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Foxhound, yeah. I'm pretty sure. This is the most important box in the whole run. It saves a lot of time. So make sure you pick this up, this box. And then we go Tuxedo, back on. Gotta be done. If you go up that ladder without your Tuxedo, your run's dead. Mark 22. Okay, so Mark 22. SVD, Mosin Nagon, stun grenade. Take the smoke grenade off, C3. We already picked up that life medicine during the escape, or during the prison escape, so it's menued already. And then go up to the cardboard box B, make sure it's B and not A. And use pause to get out of the menu. Don't menu anything here. Climb up this ladder. Now we want to hold L2 because we want to get the box on straight away. You also want to go to the Mark 22. Now watch this movement carefully, it's really important. All the way to the end of the tank. Wait for the guard to walk past. Then shoot, re-equip the box, and then move. It's that glitch I was talking about earlier with the downed guard. When the guards are going towards their downed teammate, they don't see you in the box. So, fastest way of doing that. Take the box off, roll, triangle, cancel the animation by re-equipping the box. Right, this is the easiest room in the game. It's even easier on European Extreme than it is on Very Easy. So if you're playing on Very Easy difficulty, this room is harder. But all we do is shoot the fuel tank with a non-lethal weapon. All the guards run away. Always menu during a roll where possible. Re-equip the box. And then we want to plant the bomb on this side here. That engineer can't actually see us because of the way their vision works in this game. They can't see us. Re-equip the box before you leave or you'll get a continue. Plant this. And then plant this. Very easy room, but Volgin in Tuxedo is no joke. This is Volgin 1. We use the SVD to fight Volgin. Because we have the Tuxedo, we can't use CQC. CQC makes Volgin much easier, so we have to manipulate him. So I'll explain it. Phase 1 is different. Phase 2 is the same as the normal Euro run. But basically we're going to deal 4 shots, deal 4 shots, and then deal 4 shots. So when the fight starts, you roll towards him, roll, equip the SVD, and we're just going to run straight at him, but slightly to the left. And he's going to do like a punch attack, and that's going to allow us to get behind him. 4 shots. Now he's going to gloat, so he's going to stand still. Run about this far away. The range we run baits him into doing the electric attack. Yeah, so phase 2 is exactly the same as normal Euro. You just go into prone, equip the SVD. After he does the attack, we just do that until he folds his arms, and then he gets iframes. When he folds his arms like that, he gets iframes, so you stop shooting, and then when he releases his arms, you begin firing again. Your gun always shoots down the center of the screen. And then this is exactly the same. Wait for him to do the attack. Yeah, so if he does that, you have to switch to this before he gets iframes. So he will have iframes now. Oh no, just got him. But yeah, you're just shooting him with lethal bullets. Obviously it's a Foxhound run. Volgin 1 doesn't count as a kill. So the second time you fight him on top of the Shagohod does count as a kill if you use lethal rounds. So for this we can use lethal, but later we can't. Alright, here's the real fun. Bike chase. I have to turn the game down because it's so loud at this point. You start by going into the pause menu and equipping the RPG. During the bike chase, the game lags a lot. So we try and maximize the amount of time we can look at the sky during a normal run, because we want the bike chase to progress as fast as possible. You know, so we'd normally look up, but in Tuxedo, because our camo index is lower, we get shot way more. So our focus, if you're like me and you want a foxhound run, you really can't spend that much time looking up. You need to spend a lot of time dealing with guards. Right here at the start, there is an opportunity to get damage on the Shagohod. So when it puts its thing up, we're always doing like minor little chip damage to the Shagohod as often as we can. But now we've got, I'll see if I can get a good view of it. So there's 4 guards. There's 4 guards on the ground in front of us, and there's 1 on the top in the tower. So we're going to use like stun grenades to deal with the first 2. And them. You get used to like where to put them down, but basically you're trying to shoot the guards as quickly as possible so they spend less time shooting you. That's just on a timer. You don't actually have to shoot those guards. This Shagohod part will progress. All of this opening part will just keep progressing whether or not you take out the guards. You're taking out the guards because you want as much health as possible. So now we're going to get 2 guards. 2 guards. One's going to come from the left in the center, and one's going to come from the right. And now we're going to get 3 guards, then 2. So 3 run out here. It's so hard to explain this and do it at the same time. And then we get 1 here, and then 1 on the left. And now we're going to get 5 guards, 2 on the ground, 3 up in the bridge. All of this section will progress whether you shoot the guards or not. So this bit's just on a timer. You can use what you want: Mark 22s, Mosin Nagant, stun grenades. So now once they're down, this will happen regardless. If you throw missiles out of the Shagohod where it's coming from, it will deal damage to them. So we're just trying to deal as much chip damage to the Shagohod as we can. This section, when he hits the tank, you do want to look down because the game, like, frame rate chugs. It's so bad. And then just don't do too much because you'll hit either. Equip the stun grenade before you enter the next bike chase section. Stun grenades, mega important here. So the room starts with 4 guards straight in front of you, and you just want to throw a stun at them as quickly as possible. You're going to take a lot of damage in this section. So grenade just there, and then there's 1 guy here, and then there's 1 guy as we turn to face these boxes. We're going to get 2 come out from the corner here by this forklift, and then we're going to get 2 at the end of the room here. Make sure they're all down, because either will stop if they're not. An RPG guard's going to come on this roof here. You get used to making this throw after a bit of time. So that guard won't always hit you. 1 on the left, the 1 on the right here, and then you want to throw 1 at the floor here, throw 1 at the floor here, and then throw 1 at the floor here. You need to take out all of these guards, otherwise this room won't progress. Eva will just stay here until those guards are down. So if she does that, if she starts driving off, that means you got them all. It takes time to get them all. They are very awkward. You want to throw the stuns in a way where they're taking out guards, but also not stunning you, because if you get stunned, it's like 4 or 5 seconds of just a completely white screen, and the whole time the guards are just going to be nailing you with bullets. So just keep an eye on that. This next guard is the most important guard of the whole first bike chase section. So there's a guard on the roof, and he's got an RPG. And then you want to get the 3 at the end of the room. I normally use 2. Watch my health just get rinsed the entire time. It's because my camo index is so low. And now we've got 1 more super important guard. People have different ways of taking him out, but it's this guard at the end of the room here. He's got an RPG. So he's the most important. The rest of them are not that important compared to that 1 guard on his own, on that like turret thing. I don't know what it is, like scaffolding or whatever the hell it is. RPG guards are the most important in the bike chase. This section, just shoot the gunners off carefully. You want to get rid of the gunners. If you get rid of the bikes, more bikes can spawn in. Ah shit, I got one of them. So we lost the bike, so a new bike's gonna spawn in. Equip the life med just for safety. We aim to not use it, but if we get our health lowered too much, if we take lethal damage and we have life med equipped, it will automatically use it. We won't die. So we have enough health to survive this section now. We just want to get rid of that other gunner. There we go. So we've just got the drivers shooting us now. So the drivers don't do that much damage in this section, and the Shagohod's not very hard. Is not a very hard boss. It will rarely ever kill you. So even if you don't really have any health left, I wouldn't worry about it. Hey, Mocker J, thanks for the Prime sub. Thanks, mate. Thanks everyone. This has been a chill stream. Yeah, we don't have to worry about these guys too much. They will shoot you a little bit because your camo index is so low because of the Tuxedo, but they're not a big deal. Very important PSA to all Metal Gear Solid 3 runners: don't shoot any of these guards. The Shagohod's going to run them over. None of them will shoot you, but if you shoot them and then they get run over by the Shagohod, sometimes they count as a kill. So this can kill your entire Foxhound run. And now we're going to hit the Shagohod in the center as many times as we can without forcing him to go back. It's a very delicate art. Don't just try and go as fast as possible, but we want to do around a third of his HP. Some runners are better at it than others. It's a delicate process. But just make sure you're hitting him and he's doing a voice line, because every time he does that, it delays his attack. His attacks, like the missiles, can kill you very quickly, but as long as you're hitting him anywhere, he won't do that. So if he drops back like that, as he's driving back towards you, just make sure you hit him just once or twice so he doesn't do like a missile attack or something. My god, Jay. Legend. Alright, so there's 4 C3s on European Extreme. The game will re-equip the SVD for you. You've got quite a lot of time. So take out the 3rd one, and then you just want to aim at the 4th one, and wait for the Shagohod to cross through like the M in the bridge. Once you see the Shagohod poking through that M, you can hit the last C3. Just be patient with it, because you get a game over if you do it wrong. And now, the Shagohod fight, I'm not going to go into detail on it. Believe me, just like look at the original guide, because it's going to take me all night to sit here and try and go through this fight. It's not different in Tuxedo. The idea is to keep the back of it for the entire fight, and generally just hitting it twice in the back and then hitting the tread. It will be covered more in detail. Like, you can see it in Foxy's guide. You can see it on the wiki. There's a explanation by VPP on how to do it, and it'll be in Major's full Euro guide. I'm not going to go into the Shagohod loop today, because it'll take all fucking night. But this is, if you're learning this game just like European Extreme, getting this fight right is a huge key to getting a good time. You can lose minutes on this fight. Like, you can do it totally wrong. So that's already fucked. I'm not going to go into this today. Like, it's not a Tuxedo fight. I assume that everyone who learns this will already have learnt European Extreme. In the YouTube video, I probably will skip past this section and just have a link to where to find the actual how to do it. A big skill to learn early on is how to hit the Shagohod from the front, like hit the back of it when you've only got like a minor glimpse of it, like shit like that. Glancing shots is what Major Zero calls them. Glancing shots are keys to getting good at this. Alright, the next part, you hold L1 and R1. It will always equip you into the fight with the RPG. Wait a second, then fire. As soon as you've fired, open your menu and go to the Mosin Nagant. wait for the explosion, then zoom, hit him in the head, and immediately equip your RPG again. Then you hit the tread, back to the Mosin Nagant, wait for the explosion before you zoom in. So I didn't wait for the explosion there, so I got a lot of lag. Oh my god, this is a mess. Just tread head, tread head. Okay, this is really important. This is different from a normal Euro run. At this point in the game, you get a full health heal. You have full health. Normally, in a Euro run, you would shoot the gunners off, and you would let the drivers just shoot at you, and you would look up. In Tuxedo, our camo index is too low. We can't take damage from these guards. We need every scrap of health for the platform guards. If you want to survive it without using a life med, this is what you have to do for a start. So you need to know where the guards will spawn in, or the bikes will spawn in, and you just need to get rid of them as quickly as possible. So everything, even the gunners, you don't want to take any hits off these guys. If you're going for Foxhound, you take the minor time loss for not looking up. Get rid of these guys. So they're going to spawn in on 2 more sections, or 3 more sections. 3 bikes will spawn. So this is the first one coming up, and you again just get rid of them as quickly as possible, all of them. So if you get the gunners like that, you can get the drivers without taking any damage. The idea is to get through this on full health. And then this is the next spawn. I'm going to take some hits here because I was too slow. We want full health. It's really, really important. I am not kidding. Like, even with 2 life meds, all our health can still be lost. The platform guards are that bad. So normally the bikes would finish here. And now we're going to have like a checkpoint section. So we can zoom in from really far away to get the first guard. He's on top of the truck. And then there's one up top on the roof. You don't always get him. He's difficult to get with a sniper. Some people use the Mark 22. I use the sniper rifle. I just prefer it. After this checkpoint section, we want to equip the stun grenade. There's an RPG guard at the end of this room. He's in the truck. So as we turn this corner, there's going to be a truck and a load of guards. The only thing that matters is the RPG guard. The RPG hits us for too much damage. So what I like to do is get kind of close, begin cooking. You can see him in that car, and then immediately throw another one. So he's only stunned. Yeah, no, we're fine. That's why I throw 2. The first time I dazed him, the second time I got him. So now we've got to the platform section on as much health as we possibly could. I think we took like 1 hit. The most important bike is, sorry, not bike. The most important platform guard's the one in the middle. If we have full health like this, the best way I find to do it is to leave the guard on the left up. The guard on the left, when he crashes, he has a very high chance of setting you on fire. If you get set on fire during a Tuxedo run, you can't put the fire out. In a normal run, you can just change camo and it will take the fire off straight away. You can't do that in Tuxedo. You just burn, you'll lose all your health, you're using a life med. So I get into the platform guard section with as much health as possible, and then I'm only going to take out the one in the middle and the one on the right. All the platforms can land on you, and the amount of damage each one of them does to each time is random. So we can see this middle one coming back already. Don't let the middle one get above you. They can spawn from the left and right. That's going to be the... All I'm doing is like looking out for the middle one. I couldn't tell if he was the mid. There he is. So he's above me now. Once he's above you, you can't hit him. So just get rid of the other ones. Oh, when you look at him, it lags the game as well. Look at that. Like, he's right in my face. He should drop back in a sec. So I'm probably going to use a life med here, but that's my fault. I'll let this guy get above me. Once he's above you, as I say, you can't hit him anymore. Oh shit, I need to take out this, I forgot. So we're going to use the life med here. You can see how low my health is. That's the hardest bit of Foxhound Tuxedo, is getting through that section without using a life med. It's very difficult. It's almost random, but my shooting there wasn't great either. This section you don't take that much damage. Do what you want, like take the gunners out if you want, take the drivers out, just shoot them. You don't take that much damage in this section. It's pretty forgiving. It's chill. But optimally you would just shoot the gunners and then you just look at the sky the entire time. Just a side note, when you zoom like that, the game lags a lot, so use it sparingly. There's situations where you have to, but you'll just get a feel for it. This is only difficult because of Tuxedo. In a normal run, you can use things like the OS camo to reduce your incoming damage. You can use Sneaking Suit in New Game Plus. OS cam reduces 33% damage and Sneaking Suit reduces 50%. And they also have good camo indexes, so you get shot less as well. Tuxedo just makes it harder. Alright, so here we get forced into the cure menu. We can't leave the pause menu until we cure Eva. The other thing we do for the speedrun purposes is we feed Eva first. Because we will have to feed her at some point later, which means reopening the pause menu. As I said earlier, it costs about 7 or 8 seconds to do that. Suture kit, bandage, septic, disinfectant, disinfectant, septic. Eva doesn't take damage off you in this room. I don't know why. I always roll into her there just because of that. So equip Mark 22. You don't have to bring Eva out of this room. As long as you just hit the load zone, it just teleports her forward. So don't waste time moving her. This room, move forward and hit triangle to begin Eva moving straight away. Like, you need to always be moving in this room. If you keep moving straight away, you don't have to do anything with the guards that are about to come on your tail. Just make sure you're moving. This room is exactly the same in normal Euro as it is in Tuxedo. It's only the next room that's really affected. Eva will never go left side of the tree. She'll always go right. Okay, so because your camo index is so low, you can't move. In this room, you cannot take a step forward. You have to equip your gun, stand completely still, and wait for this guard. So you'll see him just come over this hill. Be patient with your shots in here, because if you miss, you fuck it up. Hit him in the back and then the head. If he turns around, he's easier to hit. Get to this tree, turn to the right. Don't miss this shot. Wait for the guard to walk into your aim. Go down to this gap in the tree here and just shoot that guard in front. Shoot the one with the red exclamation mark and then shoot him. It just means they stand still longer if you do it in that pattern. You can just wait for Eva now. Make sure you call her as well. After you've hit the second guard and you begin moving, make sure you call Eva. If you go too far ahead, she just gets lost, so just make sure she's still moving. There we go. Alright, kick this plant. You just punch, punch, click, punch, punch, kick. And this guard turns around, makes him easier to headshot. Don't miss any of these shots or the guards will see you. Hit this one in the head. Oh god, I had to reload. If he moves away, he will go back to his original position. Just wait for him. So both guards, drop off, call Eva. There is a guard over here in the grass. Don't walk too close to this guard. So you want to be like, make sure Eva's moving, and you want to be like this far away from him. If you're too close, he stands up. If he stands up, I suggest rolling into him and then hold him up. You need to babysit Eva, otherwise she'll walk around the wrong side of the tree. She's very irritating like that. Just be careful in that room. Lots of practice. Don't miss your shots. If you miss your shots, you're in trouble. Alright, hold R2, equip the Mosin Nagant and unequip it. This is the boss. I'll go through it a few times, but you want the Mosin Nagant on your previous. Okay, see that reversal there, right? So the boss runs towards you, and she'll either run towards you and grab you, or she'll run towards you, feign once, like she'll dodge to the left, and then she'll grab you. That's the only two things she can do, right? If you press circle too early, you're locked out, she kicks the shit out of you. So you need to be really patient, acknowledge what she's doing, and then press circle. Don't mash it. Don't panic with it, because as soon as you panic, you are gonna get fucked up by the boss. It's precise. Also, the boss knows it's a fake death pill, so if you're resetting this room, you need to do it quickly, because she'll kick you out of it. Basically, she's the only boss in the game that recognizes that. So, as I say, she's got two options. After she's picked the option, that's when you press circle. You do headshot, and then punch her, because we can't do CQC. We don't have CQC. So you shoot her twice in the head, unequip and punch her. That knocks her to the ground. And then we're gonna do headshot, stun grenade, look away, look back, headshot, stun grenade, look away. This is our last stun grenade, so we're gonna do headshot, stun grenade, and now we've got an awkward menu because we have to go all the way to the Mosin Nagant again. And now we're going to shoot her twice, and then run away and face her. Make sure you're pressing circle at the right time. Headshot, headshot, punch her, shoot her twice while she's down, and then hide behind this tree and crouch. We're going to wait until she runs and then chase her. We chase her and we don't shoot her while we're chasing her because we want her to do this. Punch her and then she'll die when we hit her on the ground. If she doesn't die on that last shot, it means that you didn't get some of the headshots. So she should die there. You might have to do another cycle where you reverse her, hit her twice, punch her to the ground, shoot her on the ground, etc. One last note, always pick the revolver on the left because it has the bullet in it, and you need to fire the bullet as quickly as possible. If you pick the right one, it takes longer, you have to wait for Ocelot to fire, so you got 6 shots, it's the last bullet. Thanks for coming to my Foxhound Tuxedo guide on European Extreme. As I say, I've never done anything like this before. I wasn't sure how it would go. I hope it was informative and enjoyable to watch. I will put this up on YouTube as well for anyone who does want to pick up this category. It's a lot of fun. I really do recommend learning how to play European Extreme first. Before that, I recommend learning some of the lower difficulties. This very much was the technical parts of the run. There's a lot of more beginner-friendly things you need to learn first before it will come together. If anyone does learn European Extreme Tuxedo Foxhound first, you have my respect, but it will be really fucking difficult. Either way, you know, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you got to see bits of the run that you might have not really understood what was going on before. But I'm gonna go.